see News Channel 3 first at 5 with Bill Murray and Kerry Klein.
You know, during the holidays, I think we all tell ourselves to take that extra time, just kind of step back and appreciate those people who are most important to us.
But it is easy to get stressed out, to get busy, and sometimes we do need a reminder of just how precious life truly is. Well, during this festive time, one of our own reporters is especially thankful for her family's health. News Channel 3's Laurabree joins us now with the absolutely inspiring story of her younger brother.
Jessica, for a year and a half, my brother's life was essentially on hold. At first, because of a disease that nearly took his life. Then, while he underwent dozens of surgeries. What was originally supposed to be a 10-day hospital stay turned into a 110-day nightmare. Blake is my only sibling, and we have always been very close. It was not an easy time. He couldn't eat or drink, and for months was fed intravenously. But still, he always managed to stay positive and be kind to all the people who were poking and prodding him. We want to warn you, some of the pictures in this story are difficult to see, but we hope it helps raise awareness about a disease that's much more common than you might think.
Come here. There is a big picture factor.
There is most definitely always a big picture to consider. When my brother, Blake Weinberger, graduated from college in 2004, he was a healthy and active 22-year-old who had been a varsity swimmer.
Graduated at 180 pounds. I played ultimate frisbee with my friends at least 6 days a week.
But shortly after graduating, he began having major digestive problems and within months was down to 85 pounds.
I turned into a guy who went to the bathroom. I called it my office. I ran to my office 30, 40 times a day.
Blake was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and drug treatments weren't working, so doctors felt the only reasonable option was to remove his colon.
It just had to be done. I mean, there was too much pain. I was losing too much blood, and this was apparently the only solution, and it was really the only option, so I was kind of forced into it, but it was a good thing.
He was given an ileostomy. Doctors redirected his small intestine to a hole they created in his lower abdomen, attaching a bag to collect the waste. In many ways, we felt the bag was a blessing. It meant he could finally eat and drink without worrying where the nearest bathroom was. But serious complications arose, one after another, that ultimately sent him into septic shock, very nearly killing him.
At the very lowest point, we were in the hospital and we were told that Blake had between 5 minutes and 4 hours to live. And we got on the phone and we phoned you and we phoned Keith and said, you better get here as quickly as you can.
But 4 hours passed, then 5 and 6, and gradually, even though it was often touch and go, he stayed with us and continued to fight.
It's like a second miracle to me, the way I perceived his birth and the way I perceive him being alive today.
The miracles continued, and eventually he was able to have a reversal surgery in which doctors eliminated his ileostomy and recreated a colon using the small intestine.
The fact that they were able to reverse this process and give him essentially a pain-free existence again, just phenomenal.
And Blake wants others to know they're not alone.
It's a really devastating disease that's torn people's lives apart, and it's just not known well enough. It's not talked about.
He now says he has a clear understanding of what's important.
I know it's all relative, and it can't get much worse than that. So since I'm up and about and walking around and living a life again, it's not going to get back to that point ever.
Anyone can get ulcerative colitis, and the cause is not known. But like in Blake's case, it often hits people in the prime of their life. Adolescents and young adults between the ages of 15 and 35 are most susceptible. As for Blake, he is now back to work and back to his old charming self. I wanted to wait to share his story until he was finally all healed. From beginning to end, Blake had 23 surgeries in 18 months, and one of us stayed with him every night he was in the hospital. So it has been a long road, but with an ending we are all very grateful for.
All right, Laurabree, thank you so much for sharing that story. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America estimates that nearly 1.5 million Americans suffer from inflammatory bowel disease. The removal of the colon is the only cure for ulcerative colitis. For more information about IBD, you can go to our website at WSAZ.com and click on our featured links. You know, this summer, Blake will spend some time as a counselor at a camp for kids who are living with IBD. And you know, you talk about people in the prime of their life getting that. My best friend's husband has it. He's 30 years old. He's in and out of the hospital all the time, having surgery, missing work for a month or 2 months at a time. It can really, really affect your life.
And it's very nice to know that he's okay. I didn't even realize she had a brother. I met her parents
I know.
twice, and they're very nice people. So it's nice to know that the family together as a unit is doing well.